Do you have PCOS and you were thinking about what kind of supplements you should be taking to relieve your symptoms? Well, stay tuned and I will talk to you about the most popular ones and about the pros and cons of each one of them. Okay, so we are going to start with the supplement that most of us with PCOS and insulin resistance equally have heard of. And this is the supplement that is mostly recommended by doctors. And the supplement that we are going to be talking about is Myoinositol. If you haven't seen my video about insulin resistance explained, please make sure you check that and you check that playlist, because Myoinositol is actually connected to insulin resistance and to high testosterone levels. So what most doctors are recommending is Myoinositol. What you could have heard also before is combination of Myoinositol and D-chiro-inositol in ratio 40:1. When I went a little bit deeper into research about ratio 40:1, it turned out that there have been just 2 studies on not a huge group of people that actually suggested that the ratio 40:1 is the right ratio to use. So I would say that the judge is still out on that. However, if we're talking about Myoinositol, it has been extensively researched, and many of those research have proven that it improves insulin resistance, especially in all of your cells, but especially in ovaries as well, which in turn, if you're trying to conceive, it can be a huge help. But because it also helps you reduce the insulin levels in your body, it also reduces the testosterone levels in our body that are very typical for women with PCOS, and therefore can relieve the symptoms like excessive hair growth, acne, anxiety, and so on, because it lowers the testosterone levels. Now, of course, we shouldn't treat any supplements as a magical pill. And if you haven't seen my video about 5 ways to treat PCOS naturally, make sure you check that as well, because supplements should be one of the last steps that you can, of course, incorporate from the beginning, but stuff like diet and lifestyle are also very, very important. I'm going to show you what type of inositol I have, because when I was buying it, actually I couldn't find the one that was ratio 40:1, because I was planning to check on that. So this is a powder, Myoinositol powder, pure powder, and that you can dissolve in water. It actually tastes very nice and a little bit sweet. And then we have D-chiro-inositol, and I have it from Swanson. Now I will link the supplements below if you would like to get them as well, because now you can also get the mixed versions, and one of the most known version is Ovasitol. The only problem that I have found is that Ovasitol itself is very, very expensive. So by doing something like that, you can actually save quite a lot of money. And because now we have quite a lot of supplements already in 41 ratio, you can find powders that are much, much cheaper. But I will link all of them below. Now, the next supplement that I don't have with me, but I have used in the past, is Vitex. Vitex is actually a herb that is addressing your progesterone levels. So, if you have heard of Vitex and you're wondering whether you should take it or not, I would definitely recommend talking to a clinical dietitian or talking to your doctor to check your hormone levels, because Vitex can actually change your progesterone levels. So if your progesterone is fine, you can actually do more harm than good. It is very powerful herb if you have a problem with your progesterone levels, but if you don't, again, it can do more harm than good. Now, PCOS comes in many, many forms, and it also can have many, many different symptoms. However, for all of us women, and especially for those women who have quite inflammatory type of PCOS, I would recommend omega-3s. Now, the ones that I have at the moment are krill oil, but I'm also gonna link the ones that I use now. So those are, I just run out of them. So those that I use now are from Life Plus. It's very important to get really, really good quality omega-3s, because the ratio of DHA and AHA acids have to be right to work the best, and of course we're also trying to avoid heavy metals and so on. Another thing that I would recommend, especially for those of you who have PCOS and also struggle with high testosterone levels, which in turn turns into anxiety and depression, is Ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb, which means basically that it helps your body read the hormonal signals. So your body will understand more, okay, now I created too much stress hormone, now I can calm down a little. And it has been shown to actually improve anxiety if taken regularly. Another supplement that I would recommend, especially for those of you who maybe are thinking about trying to conceive, is zinc. Again, with any supplements, I would recommend consulting with your doctor and checking if it is a good thing to actually take it, because in your particular case, you might already have a diet that is very, very rich in certain type of mineral. However, small amounts of zinc will not hurt you, and I will also tell you what comprehensive thing you could be taking to actually help with a lot of your symptoms. Another thing that I would recommend, basically for everybody, but especially for you who have anxiety, is magnesium supplement. Now, depends again what type of diet do you have and what type of foods do you eat. You might need more or less, but many of us, apart from magnesium itself, also need potassium and sometimes calcium, even though calcium we are pretty good taken from our diet. So I would recommend definitely doing your own mixture of potassium citrate and magnesium citrate. There are a few other kinds of magnesium and potassium. They're quite bioavailable, which means that they're actually getting into your body and working properly. However, citrates are usually the easiest to find and they're the most bioavailable. Now, I don't know how about you, but because I have quite inflammatory kinds of PCOS, I struggle with quite a lot of different diseases. So I have very sensitive digestive tract. I cannot eat a lot of things. I also have hypothyroidism, so I have a little special needs. We usually are missing some of the stuff because our body is going through a lot of stress, physical stress, if it's not mental stress, and many of our nutrients are just not enough that we're getting with the standard diet. So what I would recommend is to get good comprehensive multivitamin, but most of multivitamin that you're going to buy in the stores are actually derived from petrol, which means, long story short, that they're not bioavailable, and in turn actually they can end up being more harmful for your body than good. So what you want to do, you want to get multivitamin product that is going to be comprehensive and where the vitamins are coming from natural extracts. So what I am taking is this. This is Life Plus Biobasics. Now, why do I find this so good? It has a lot of vitamins, minerals, as I said, but it also has superfood powders. And what is very important to me, it has quite a high content of fiber as well as a high content of probiotics. Now, not everybody will like it for their tummy, because of course our gut microbiome is super important, and not everybody needs that much probiotic, or they already eat plenty of huge amounts of fiber. So in that case, I would recommend also from Life Plus TVMs, which are also very good, and they're in the peel form, so they don't contain all fiber powder, psyllium husk powder, and they don't contain all the probiotics. However, this is something really good, and I've noticed that whenever I start taking it longer period of time, I get more energy, because I struggle otherwise with extreme fatigue, and I just have days when I cannot get up. So that definitely helps with that. So whether it is something that helps with my thyroid hormone production, or whether it is something that is helping with my inflammation overall in body, because it also has anti-inflammatory properties, that definitely helps. So for everybody who have all sorts of health problems, just kind of supercharging your body with this type of supplement definitely will be good. Now, I am sure that scrolling through the internet, you will find many more supplements that can be used for women with PCOS. So again, if you want to start with something, of course, all of those supplements are going to be very good for you. If you have insulin resistance, start with Myoinositol and change your diet, and you should already see huge improvement. And depending on your situation, you might maybe want to invest a little bit more in supplements that are anti-inflammatory, like omega-3s, or you might actually want to invest in something that is lowering your insulin levels or lowering your testosterone levels. I'm going to make a separate video also about the herbs, so make sure you keep an eye on this playlist. I will also link a video that has really nice animation that explains how Myoinositol and Inositol are functioning in the body, because it really helped me understand why is it so important to use them. Now that is it for today. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and click the notification bell to be notified about future videos, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!